Good afternoon. This is Quintus Curtius. It's May 1st, 2021, and this podcast is going to be about searching for small accounts, hunting for small accounts. And by small accounts, I mean smaller micro accounts on Twitter that I've been retweeting lately. And I wanted to do a little bit of a podcast about this because I've been getting some questions about it. One of the things I've done over the past week, maybe a little bit longer than that, is to hunt down and find these small little micro accounts on Twitter, and then pick out something good or interesting or worthy that they say and retweet it. And I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and I would recommend that you also do this. I would recommend that you also experiment with this because it's fun. Because Twitter can get boring sometimes. It can become an echo chamber, and it's good to have fresh blood in the system. It's good to have an injection of unfamiliar faces in the timeline. And I just find it a lot more rewarding than I imagined it would be. So let me kind of explain to you how I came up with this idea and what sort of mechanism that I used to go about it, and just to give you some observations that I've made while doing it. Anyway, I've often thought to myself that a lot of the big accounts on Twitter are just suspect. They're boring. A lot of them are very boring. A lot of them are head-scratchingly obtuse in the sense that you wonder how the hell did this person get 500,000 followers or whatever. And it kind of makes you wonder if there's something going on, if there's some sort of, promotional stuff happening behind the scenes, some sort of skullduggery that's being played with the numbers, whatever. But in any case, a lot of these establishment accounts are just not cutting edge. They're not interesting. They lack vibrancy. They lack life. They lack interest. They're deficient in many, many ways. And so I've come to shy away from those. I don't like to retweet them because I don't find they have anything interesting to say. They're not stimulating to me. And I thought to myself, a lot of these smaller accounts, and when I say micro accounts or smaller accounts, I'm talking about the really small ones with 50 followers or 50 followers or less. I've even retweeted guys with no followers. And what you get with these little small accounts is you get honesty, you get rawness, you get passion, you get interest. You get some guy in his dorm room who's sick of everybody's bullshit, who is pouring out his soul, just dumping it out there into the void, into what he thinks is the void. And he never suspects that there may be somebody out there who just sees it and amplifies it. And so you're going to get a level of honesty that you're not going to get with other accounts. That's what I like about it. The other thing I like about exploring small accounts is, honestly, it makes somebody's day. It can really make someone's day. It's a small thing. I understand. It's not like you're paying anybody's rent or anything, but it kind of it gives the person a psychological boost who might be thinking to himself or saying to himself, why am I doing this? Why am I here? What am I getting out of this? So it can make somebody's day. And also, I have to admit, one of the other reasons is I find that it is vaguely pleasurable for me to kind of surprise people. I like to, I can only imagine what someone's reaction must be when they suddenly get, retweeted. And I don't even have a big account. I've got about, I think, 22,000 followers, which is not very big in the world, but it's it's respectable. But I can just imagine the reaction that some of these guys must have when they see themselves getting retweeted and they say, "What the hell is this? Who is this? I don't even know this guy." you know, so I don't know. I kind of like throwing a bucket of cold water in the faces of some of these guys just to kind of fuck with them a little bit, really. You know, there is the and that's all there is, just innocent fun. It's just harmless fun. You know, I'll never forget, there was one guy who seemed to, I was commenting on, I put a tweet out about following small accounts or retweeting small accounts, and this guy thought it was something bad, you know, that I was doing something, ooh, you know, and he responded to me, you know, go ahead and try it, coward, or something like that, and I retweeted that. I even retweeted that. So, you know, there's some misplaced paranoia out there too about some of these guys who think that they're in this safe little bubble of smallness, and all of a sudden they get their thought amplified onto a bigger stage. Got to keep these guys on their toes. Got to keep them on their toes. You know, and one of the things, let me kind of explain how I go about doing this. Well, first of all, let me tell you, this is work. This is not easy, okay? You have to scroll through a ton of crap to find anything good. So this is work. This is not just something where you just turn on the computer and the good stuff just falls in your lap. You have to go looking for it. And what I do is, frankly, it's almost like, hunting for crabs. You know, when you get a fish head, throw it in the water and just see what crabs, cling on to it. What I do is I go to my follower list and I'll just scroll through that and just randomly click on any account. Just randomly click on an account that might have an interesting name or might look good or have an interesting photo, and just go through that and see if there's anything in there worth retweeting. Or ones will come across my timeline that might look interesting and I'll just scroll through them. But I'll tell you what, it's not easy in the sense that it's not every account yields gold. The vast majority of these accounts are, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. So you got to search. You got to spend time. But there's more out there than you might think at the same time. And one of the things I've learned is you come across different subcultures in Twitter. Twitter is full of these little subcultures. And let me kind of go through some of the main subcultures I've noticed just from exploring small accounts. First is the crypto guys, these cryptocurrency Bitcoin guys. And, that's great. That's fine. Good for them. They've got their own little thing going on. But, man, these guys are fanatical about their crypto. It's going to solve all the world's problems. It's the universal tonic for everything. That's fine. Good for them. In fact, I've come to understand the crypto guys a little bit more than I used to. For a lot of the younger guys, it's kind of a rebellion thing. It makes them feel like they're kind of skirting around the system and getting over on the system. And I can respect that. I can understand. For a lot of these younger guys, they don't have access to, a lot of jobs today are not very well paying. The only way a lot of these guys can get ahead, to really get ahead, is to try to frankly gamble on some of this stuff. And we can look at that as good or bad. I suppose it's both good and bad, but I think they are onto something. I think at some point in the near future, I think there is going to be some sort of cryptocurrency or Bitcoin-based universal standard, maybe for the country or for between countries. Which one it is, we don't really know. Nobody really knows. And, good for them. I suppose there's no harm in it as long as you're not staking all your money on rolls of the dice. But anyway, that's one of the subcultures. Then there's the sports guys, these sports subcultures, these guys that spend all their day talking about, Chelsea this and Manchester did that, and Joe so-and-so's get traded to this team, and I can't believe this guy, Joe the Dork, got traded to, Vinny Ciccarello got traded to this, all this sports stuff. And, again, good for them if they really enjoy that much. I don't find that to be interesting or productive use of time for me, but if that floats their boat, hey, good luck to them. Then there are the what I call the retweeters. They're these accounts that all they do is just retweet other people. Like you'll be going through them, and it's like, does this guy have any original thoughts of his own? Does this guy ever talk? It's all just retweeting other dorks that he agrees with. So you can't really do much with that because you want to retweet something that a person himself is saying, not some other garbage that he got from some bigger site. And then there are these accounts that have nothing on them. Like someone just set it up and there's nothing there. I don't know, I guess an empty account. Like you look at it, it'll be the account will say Lazarus the monk. And then you look at it and it'll just be, nothing. There'll be nothing there. So I don't know, maybe these are accounts that people just set up and never used. I don't know. Then there are the news warriors, these news junkies, these guys that you just retweet news stories or conspiracy theories or their little pet subjects or whatever that they love, and that's good for them. And then I noticed there's a lot of these gamers, these gamer accounts, these anime. Anime and gamers, I guess, seem to go well together. And these tend to be younger, I hope, younger guys or girls. I suppose there's girls that do that too, that are into all these games and they play games. And again, to someone of my, I guess, I don't want to say generation, but I mean, I'm 52. I just find it hard to believe that someone can really get that much fun out of these games. To me, it's just, puzzling, but hey, whatever, I guess it's part of their culture, part of their identity. They get off on it. Hey, good luck to them. It's not my thing, but whatever. And then you've got another culture. You've got the angry young guys, self-help warriors, like these guys, these guys that basically just tweet these sort of self-help platitudes, and that there a lot of them are fine. They're cool, but again, it gets kind of monotonous. It's all the same rehashed, sort of cherry-picked little motivational self-discipline stuff, which is good. But after a while, it's like, hey guys, let's kind of mix it up a little bit here, kind of have some other things going on through your noggin than regurgitated Stoic sayings that don't mean what you might think that they mean. So anyway, and there are more subcultures than that. That's just some of the most common ones that I see, but there are many others. They're all different. There are some of them are pretty sick too that I don't want to talk about, but there are a lot of freaks out there on Twitter as well. When you start poking around under the surface. But anyway, I'm enjoying the small account action, small account spelunking, small account hunting. Plumbing the depths, for all those reasons that I talked about at the beginning of the podcast. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think you should try it. And it's good. I think it kind of brings people out of the shadows, kind of gets people together, connects people, lets these folks out there know they're not alone. It's good. It's good, man. I'm surprised that. I've been more surprised that this has been more rewarding than I imagined it would be. So I'm going to keep it up. So anyway, enough of that for now. I'm Quintus Curtius. Good afternoon.